Good morning students, how are you all of you? Okay, so today in this class we will discuss about rain problem, okay, and heading of our class also rain and fluttering of flag. So we will understand today. So today our topic is rain problem, okay. Now in rain problem, this is the part of relative motion, okay. This is the part of relative motion. So in relative motion, total 3-4 problem can be asked. Okay, sir already explained you about motion. So 3-4 type of questions can be asked. First question is, or first problem is rain problem, this topic. Second is river boat problem, and third is closest approach or minimum distance between two bodies. Okay, so these are the 3-4 type of problems that can be asked. One more you can add, aircraft wind problem. Okay, how this aircraft fly from one city to another city, and there is a every time wind flow. Sometime it is with high speed, sometime it is with smaller speed. Okay, so it affect the aircraft motion also. So these all are the problems which are based on relative motion. So first we will discuss this rain problem. Okay, now understand, in rain problem, first we have to know how rain fall. So you all know that rain fall downward, but in downward also 3 cases are possible. First, rain can fall downward like this, vertically downward it is completely. Otherwise rain can fall like this, right? Otherwise rain can fall like this. Okay, so what is the difference here between these 3 diagrams? Here rain is falling completely downward, right? The velocity of rain is only in downward direction. Here velocity of rain is in downward direction, vertically downward direction, and in horizontal direction also. If we break here this velocity, to one component is in horizontal direction and one component is in vertically downward direction. Here what is the possibility? One component in horizontal direction and this another component is in vertical direction. One component is in horizontal direction, one component is in vertically downward direction. Agree or not? Okay, so here you can see in all 3 diagrams, one component is fixed. What is that? Vertically downward component. And one component may be in plus x or in minus x, or simply we can say that it is in horizontal direction. Agree or not? Okay. Are I understood or not? No, here very simple point, not a rocket science. Okay. So rain can fall like this. Now, how to solve the problem of rain and man? Because they will ask question like this, that at the time of raining, in which direction we should hold the umbrella so that we will not wet. Okay, raindrops will not fall us. So in which direction we have to hold the umbrella, that direction we have to find out. Clear? Okay. So step 1. Let velocity of rain means VR is equal to A I K plus B J K. This is the velocity of rain, we assume. And it is always in downward direction, so this J cap will be minus J cap. Okay, because it is always in vertically downward. I cap can be plus or minus. It can be plus or it can be minus, right? Okay. So first step, we have to assume the velocity of rain. Next, then find, here you can take minus also, minus j cap. Then find relative velocity of rain with respect to man, means VRM. Its meaning is VRM, velocity of rain with respect to man. So VRM formula is VR minus VM. Clear? Like this you have to find out VRM. Understood? Okay. Step 3. So here we can put the value. To VR equal to how much? A I cap plus B minus J cap. And VM, velocity of man. Velocity of man, to man, how a man can move? So a man can move horizontal direction, or this man can move in plus x direction, otherwise minus x direction, right? No one can fly up, right or not? You all agree with my point? From you, anyone who can move up? No one can move up, right? Those who are human. Okay. So this man is moving in horizontal direction, maybe in plus I cap or maybe in minus I cap. Okay. So this is VM. Suppose its velocity is u. So it may be u I cap or it may be u minus I cap. Okay. Array ladder, one student is saying ladder. Array ladder is different. I am saying that a man can move up or not. So man can't move up. So by aircraft also we can move up. That is different thing. Here only we are talking about naturally a man can move, a man can walk only on ground. Okay. So this VRM is VR minus VM. VR value is this much and VM, velocity of man, is UI cap. Okay. So it become how much? Now here I cap, here also I cap. Hai? Here I am writing it I cap terms together, then this J cap. Okay. So here we can write A minus U I cap and B minus J cap. Okay. So VRM we calculated. VRM value finally we got. Now what is step 3? Draw the graph. Draw the graph of VRM. Draw the graph of VRM. Okay. VRM already we calculated. That is how much? A minus U I cap plus B minus J. This is VRM. We have to draw its graph. Okay. Now, how to draw graph? So in I cap direction, I cap, J cap, these all you know. So in I cap direction, how much? A minus U. In minus J cap, how much? B. So how to draw graph? Understand. So in I cap direction, how much? A minus U. So here in I cap direction, A minus U. Okay. In minus J cap, B. So here it is B. Okay. Now how rain will fall on the man? Ultimately resultant of both. So resultant of both is this one. Resultant of both is this one. Okay. So this is VRM. This is VRM. Understood? Okay. Now they will ask in which direction we should hold the umbrella. So finally raindrops are falling like this with respect to the main. Like this. So in which direction we have to hold the umbrella? Just opposite to this direction. Raindrops are falling like this. We have to hold umbrella opposite like this. Is it clear or not? Okay. Sometimes they ask this angle. So angle value is how much? So tan theta easily we can calculate. You know tan theta is perpendicular by base. So perpendicular is this one, base is this one. So a minus u divided by b. This is tan theta. A minus u divided by b. This is tan theta. So we have to hold the umbrella opposite to this VRM. So this VRM, so umbrella we have to hold opposite like this. So this is the direction of holding the umbrella. Is it clear? Okay. So they ask this angle. So this angle theta, to this angle also theta. So with the vertical, this is vertical direction. So with the vertical angle should be theta. In this direction we have to hold the umbrella. This is the position of umbrella. Okay, so raindrops are falling like this. Now these raindrops will not wet us because this umbrella will protect us. Umbrella will stop all the rain drops, right? So theta value they ask. So this theta, tan theta formula you have to remember. A minus u by b. Clear? Understood? And what is A and B? These all I explained you. This is theoretical part. Now we will solve question. So write it, understand it. Any doubt you have, you can ask me. No doubt? Okay, students. Now we will solve question. Okay, write this question. What is given? Rain is falling. Rain is falling vertically. With speed 10 meter per second. And a man is moving with velocity 6 meter per second. Find the angle at which the man should hold the umbrella to avoid getting wet. Okay. Now how to solve this question? Understand. We understood here how to proceed. So first step is what? First step is what you have to do first. Let velocity of rain, you have to assume. And out of these three cases, which case is given? How rain is falling? So rain is falling vertically downward. In question it is written rain is falling vertically downward. Speed is also given. Means these raindrops are falling like this. If raindrops are falling like this, so here no horizontal velocity, whatever velocity that is in vertical direction. So velocity of rain we have to assume aik plus b minus jk, but here a value 0 because no horizontal component in the velocity of rain. Agree? Okay. Now velocity of rain how much? It is 10 meter per second. So whatever speed that is in vertically downward direction, 10 meter per second. So what is given? B is given. B value is how much? 10. Is it clear? So this VR equal to how much? VR is equal to 10 minus j cap. Clear? Okay. Now what is next step? Next step is Find the relative velocity of rain with respect to man. VRM we have to find out. So we have to find out here VRM. Now VM is given. Okay, VM is given how much? VM equal to velocity of man is 6. And no direction is given that man is moving in plus I cap or minus I cap, to we have to assume I cap. Okay, we assumed it. Now next step, what is next step? What we have to do? Next we have to find out this VRM and then draw the graph. Okay, to find VRM, to VRM equal to VR minus VM. Okay, VR value is 10 minus j cap. Okay, and VM value is 6 minus 6 I cap. Clear? Okay, now put the value here. 10 minus j cap, we can write it 6 minus I cap. Agree or not? Okay, this is VRM. Now draw the graph of VRM. So how we will draw the graph? So graph will be understand 10 minus j cap. So this is 10 minus j cap. Agree or not? Then 6 minus I cap. This is 6 minus I cap. Agree or not? Now resultant of both. So this is resultant velocity, means this is VRM. So man should hold umbrella opposite to VRM because rain will fall like this. Rain will fall like this. So we have to hold the umbrella opposite to this direction. We have to hold umbrella opposite to this direction. Means umbrella holding position must be this one. Clear? Okay. So this angle we have to find out. If this is theta, so this is also theta. Okay. If this is theta, so this is also theta. Now, what is the value of tan theta here? So easily we can calculate tan theta is equal to perpendicular divided by base. Perpendicular 6 and base is 10. And remember here this point, 6 by 10 we can write 3 by 5. Agree or not? Now remember this point, what? That direction of holding umbrella will be opposite to VRM. Clear? And with the vertical, how much angle? Angle will be tan inverse 3 by 5. Is it clear? Angle will be tan inverse 3 by 5. Is it clear? We can tan theta 3 by 5. If we have to find out theta, then we write like this, tan inverse 3 by 5 with the vertical. So holding, direction of holding umbrella, direction of holding umbrella makes theta angle with vertical. Clear? All of you understood? Like this we have to solve the question. But don't think that this question over. Here we can add one more step. That will be difficult, so we will solve that question also. You all understood? Any doubt you have, you can ask. Step wise you have to move. First, find VR. So here they given that rain is falling vertically, then this horizontal component 0 and velocity is given 10, means B value is 10. So VR equal to 10 minus j cap. Okay. Now what next they given that if person is moving with speed 6 meter per second, then in which direction he should hold the umbrella. Okay. So velocity of the man is given. Okay, now find VRM. VRM is VR minus VM. We calculated. Write this minus also inside. Okay. Then what you have to do? VRM you calculated. Draw the graph of VRM. Draw the graph of VRM. So this VRM graph is, here it is 10 minus j cap, then 6 minus I cap. So in minus I cap direction 6 and in minus j cap direction 10. Okay. Then what you have to do? This angle we have to find out. And tan theta is perpendicular by base. Perpendicular is 6, base is 10. So 6 by 10. Is it clear? So finally we have to write that this person should hold the umbrella opposite to this direction VRM. VRM direction this one, then person should hold the umbrella opposite direction, because rain will fall like this with respect to the person. So this umbrella will save that person so that no raindrop will fall on the person. Is it clear? Okay, now we will solve one more question, in which two-step question. They will give two information. So how to solve such questions? Okay, one practice question for you. A man moving with 5 meters per second. Observe rain falling vertically at the rate of 10 meters per second. Find the speed and direction of rain. Find the speed and direction of rain with respect to ground. This is the question. Now here important point is what? That in this question they did not give velocity of rain. What they given here? That a man moving with 5 meters per second means what is given? Velocity of man is given, that is how much? 5 meters per second. We assume that this man is moving in horizontal direction. Okay. In plus I cap this man is moving. Okay. 5 meters per second. Now next, observe rain falling vertically at the rate of 10 meters per second. So this person observe. So this is not the velocity of rain. This is the velocity of rain observed by the person, observed by the man. Means this is what? VRM. Is it clear? So VRM is given how much? 10 meters per second. And vertically, so it is how much? 10 minus j cap. Understood or not? When this man is moving with 5 meters per second, at that time raindrops are falling like this. That person observe, means that is velocity of rain with respect to man. Okay, so VRM is given 10 minus j cap. Now next, find the speed and direction of the rain with respect to the ground. So in reality, how raindrops are falling, that we have to find out. Means we have to calculate. Is it clear? Okay. So we have to assume same. How to solve the question already I explained you. So first step, we have to assume VR equal to A I cap plus B minus j cap. Clear? Okay. VRM is given 10 minus j cap. So we know VRM is VR minus VM. So VR minus VM is how much? To put the value, VR value A I cap plus B minus j cap. Okay. And VM value, VM is 5 I cap. Clear? Okay. So VM is 5 I cap. Now I cap terms we can write together. So A I cap minus 5 I cap plus B minus J cap. Whatever I derive initially, same solution. How I derive it, how I explained, like this only. Same we are doing. Okay. So we calculated VRM. So how much it is? So VRM value is, here we can take I cap common. So it become A minus 5 I cap. Then B minus J cap. B minus J cap. Clear? Okay. So this is VRM. But VRM already given. So we will put them equal. Right or not? So given VRM is 10 minus J cap equal to, here theoretical VRM value whatever we solve, that is how much? A minus 5 I cap plus B minus J cap. Now compare this side I cap 0, so this side also I cap must be 0. If both are equal, so this side I cap equal to this side I cap. Left hand side J cap equal to right hand side J cap. Agree or not? So this side I cap 0. So this side I cap also 0. Means this A minus 5 must be 0. We can write 0 I cap. If nothing is there, means 0 is there. Okay. So A minus 5 must be equal to 0. So by this we calculated that A equal to 5. Now we need B also. Compare this minus J cap. Minus J cap coefficient here 10 and here it is B. So B value is how much? B value is 10. So we calculated both A and B. So finally we can write velocity of rain. So velocity of rain is how much? Already we wrote it, A I cap plus B minus J cap. A value is 5 I cap and B minus J cap, B value is 10. This is velocity of rain. Is it clear? This is our answer. But sometimes they ask its magnitude, final speed they ask. So final speed is how much? So magnitude is how much? How to calculate magnitude? I cap coefficient square plus J cap coefficient square, that is what? Magnitude. Right? Okay. So this is 5 square plus 10 square. So how much it is? It is 25 plus 100. Okay. So we can write it root over 125. 125 we can write 5 into 25. 25 root 5. So final answer is 5 root 5 meter per second. This is our answer. Is it clear? You all understood? So in last question we discussed directly the given velocity of rain, velocity of man, and finally we calculated here in which direction that person should hold the umbrella. In next question, here what is given? That person observed that raindrops are falling vertically downward, means final direction of raindrops with respect to man is given. Okay. And velocity of rain is not given. So how we solved? Same method. We have to assume VR, then find VRM. Okay. Here directly they given VRM, so we put them equal. In this case, no need to draw graph because they are not asking angle. If they ask angle, then draw the graph of VRM, I cap and J cap coefficient X and Y. Tan theta will be perpendicular by base. Is it clear? Okay, students. So you understood it or not? Okay, very good, very good. What about direction of rain? Okay. Okay, direction of rain, how to find? Same method. If you want to find out direction of any quantity, same method. I cap coefficient 5 minus J cap coefficient 10. To draw the diagram. So this diagram will be like this. 5 I cap, okay, this is 5 I cube, and 10 minus j cube, this is 10 minus j cube. Now rain will fall how? Resultant of both. Resultant is, this is resultant. Okay, so rain drops are falling like this. When the person is at rest, at that time that person will observe that rain drops are falling like this. But when the person started to move with 10 meter per second, then this velocity will change. 5 meter per second. When the person started to move with 5 meter per second, then velocity of rain with respect to man will be vertically downward. This one, vertically downward. When person is moving, at that time person will observe rain is falling like this. When person is at rest, at that time person will observe that raindrops are falling like this. Raindrops are falling like this. So if we have to find out this angle, easily we can calculate. Tan theta value is perpendicular by base, that is 5 by 10, 1 by 2. So when person is at rest, when man is at rest, raindrop will fall like this. Raindrop will fall like this. This is when person is moving. This is when person is moving, then raindrop will fall like this. Understood? This information given in question, they ask this information, we calculate it. Okay students, so this class now over, and I hope that all of you enjoyed this session and you understood the concept. Many of you send your response also. Okay, very well, all the best.
Hello, good morning students. Myself Jayan Sardana, Senior Chemistry Faculty in Shri Chaitanya Goshala campus. So now in chemistry, earlier we have studied nomenclature of alkanes, alkenes, alkynes and some cyclic compounds, and we have studied all these rules. So now today we'll start some functional group nomenclature. So some basic functional group which you have studied in class 10, for example, you have studied alcohols functional group, carboxylic acid, aldehyde and ketone. So these basic functional groups we'll study today, nomenclature of these functional groups. Okay. So let us start with first nomenclature of alcohols. So heading is nomenclature of alcohols. So students, you have to respond. If you are able to tell answers, if you remember your class 10 or some basic rules which you have studied in last 5 classes, that is of nomenclature in Amit sir class, that is how to select parent chain, how to do numbering. So all these things you have to tell. Okay. So let us start. First is which functional group is alcohol? What is general representation? What we write? ROH. So if OH group is present in any compound, it means which functional group is present? Alcohol functional group is present. Okay. Now second is, when we are writing name, structure of complete name, what we write in middle? Word root. After word root, what we write? Primary suffix. After primary suffix, what you write? Secondary suffix. And before word root, what we write? Prefix. Primary prefix and secondary prefix. Okay. Now for functional group, which suffix is used? Secondary suffix is used for functional group. This secondary suffix will tell about the functional group. Now for different functional group, different suffix will be used. For different functional group, what we use? Different suffix will be used. So let us start with this secondary suffix for alcohol. So secondary suffix used in alcohol is ol, O-L. And remember this, whenever you write this, for example, ane, A-N-E, and next is ol, you combine this primary and secondary suffix. So two vowels cannot be together. So we have to replace this E and what we write? Ane and ends with ol. So remember this, whenever you are combining primary suffix and secondary suffix, so what you have to do? Replace this or remove this E and join this A and next is ol. vowels cannot be together in primary suffix and secondary suffix. Clear? Now third is, there are simple rules for nomenclature. First rule is always we have to select the parent chain. Now we have to select that longest chain of carbon atom which contain this functional group, because now we are discussing nomenclature of functional group. So this OH group should be present in the parent chain. So first point in third rule is select the parent chain which contains the functional group. Select the parent chain which contains functional group. So we'll select that longest chain of carbon atom in which functional group, that is OH group, is present. Clear? Now second is, after selection of parent chain, next is rule for numbering. Now for numbering is done from that end of the parent chain so that functional group, that is OH, will get the least number. So second is, numbering is done in such a way so that which functional group? OH gets the least number. Clear? And remember this, whenever functional group is present, as well as multiple bond is present, as well as substituent is present, so for numbering, first priority is given to functional group. So if you write priority order, first priority we have to give to functional group. Okay. Now if from both sides functional group is getting same number, then next priority we have to give for multiple bond, that is double bond or triple bond. So next priority is given to which bond? Multiple bond. And if there is tie in multiple bond also, first tie is between functional group, next tie is between which group, which bond? Multiple bond. Then we have to check for substituent. Now which are substituents? Fluoro, chloro, bromo, or nitro, methoxy, ethoxy, ethyl, methyl. So all these are substituents. So first priority is given to functional group, next priority is given to multiple bond, next priority is given to substituent. So this priority order we have to follow. Okay. Now clear everything, every students? Check this, only these 2 points we have to remember. First select the parent chain in which functional group is present, then numbering is done in such a way so that functional group will get the least number. Alcohol functional group, formula you have to tell, not name. What is formula? CH3OH. Because which is smallest alkyl group? Smallest alkyl group is CH3. So if we write first example, very simple example, CH3OH. Okay. Now there is no substituent present, only one carbon atom is present, so there is no prefix included. We have to start writing from word root. For one carbon atom, what is word root? Meth. Now whenever there is only one carbon atom, it is only in. So next is secondary suffix. What is secondary suffix? Ol. So what is name of CH3OH? It is methanol. Now important, I will tell about how to write common name of alcohols. In organic chemistry, maximum times you will get common names also. Now common name is very simple. Now it is alkyl group attached with OH, that is alcohol part. So how to write common name? Alkyl alcohol. Very simple. So first we have to write name of R group. R is alkyl. If it is CH3, it is methyl. If it is CH2H5, it is ethyl. So first we have to write name of R group, that is CH3 is methyl and OH is alcohol. So if we write common name for this CH3OH, so it is very simple, CH3 is methyl and for OH what we write? Alcohol. So name for this compound is methyl alcohol. Clear students? Now next simplest example if we take is CH3CH2OH. How many carbon atoms are present? 2 carbon atoms are present. Now what is word root for 2 carbon atoms? Eth. Now carbon contains single bond. So what we have to write? Ethane. Ends with ol. So what is name of this compound? Ethanol. Now students, you have to tell what is common name for this ethanol. Common name, students are telling correct, very good. What is name? Ethyl alcohol. You have to participate in class. So what is common name? Common name will be ethyl alcohol. Here. First we are doing simple examples where we do not write any substituent present. Only parent chain is present, and what is present? Functional group is present. Now next example is, if we take 3 carbon atoms, CH3, CH2, CH2, OH. What is name of this compound now? Tell name of this compound. 3 carbon atoms and OH. What is name? Propanol. Very good. For 3 carbon atom, what is word? Prop. Now what is primary suffix? Ane and ends with secondary suffix ol. So what is name of compound? Propanol. And if we write common name for this compound, now common name is propyl alcohol. What is common name here? Propyl alcohol. Clear? Now listen student, in 2 carbon atom, if we add OH group, it is always at first position. But if we take 3 carbon atom, then this OH group can be present at first carbon, it can be present at second carbon also. For first carbon, no need to specify number, directly we have written propanol. But if we write this structure, CH3, CH, now here what is attached? OH, and here what is present? CH3. Now 3 carbon atoms and OH is not present at first carbon. So what are rules? First is selection of parent chain. Now this will be the parent chain, longest chain of carbon atom. Now numbering is done in such a way so that this functional group will get the least number. Now if you do numbering from any of the end, you will get same 1, 2 and 3. So OH is present at which carbon? Second carbon. So what is name of this compound if we write? Word root is prop. For single bond ane, and at second position what is present? Ol. So we have to specify the position where this OH group is present. So OH is present at which position? Second position. So what is name of this compound? Propan-2-ol. Now we will not write common name for this right now, because these common names will be different. This is called as isopropyl. This is called as isopropyl. So after 1 or 2 classes, when we complete this functional group nomenclature, then we will have a special class of nomenclature of these common names and IUPAC names. So we will write this alkyl common name. This is called as isopropyl. But right now we are only writing IUPAC name. What is IUPAC name? Propan-2-ol. Okay. Now move to next question. Now I am writing 2 or 3 examples. You have to tell name of all these compounds. Simple examples I am writing. CH3. Now 4 carbons I am taking. OH. Next is CH3, CH2, OH at third position. Now after that I will start writing substituents also. CH3, CH2, OH. So I am writing all possible cases for 4 carbon atoms. So these 4 structures I have drawn where 4 carbon atoms are present. Now start writing names of these compounds and tell one by one. First, number 1 you have to tell. What is number 1? Butanol. Correct. Solve all these and tell answer for this. Not common name, you have to tell only IUPAC names. So if we write name of first, then this will be the parent chain. And numbering start from 1, 2, 3, 4. Now if we do not specify number, it means it is present at which position? First position. So what is name of this compound? Butanol. And if you write butane-1-ol or 1-butanol, that is also correct, but no need to specify number in this case. But if we write second one, how many carbon atoms are in parent chain? 4 carbon atoms are in parent chain. Now numbering start from 1, 2, 3 and 4. So numbering is done in such a way so that OH will get the least number. Now there is no substituent present. So what we write? First is word root but. For single bond ane. Now alcohol is present at which position? Second position. So what is name here? Butane-2-ol. or this can be written as 2-butanol. Now why we can write this 2-butanol? Because 2 will specify the number of either primary suffix or secondary. There is no substituent present. And carbon-carbon single bond, no need to specify number. So it means this number is for which suffix? Secondary suffix, that is for ol. So either we can write butane 2-ol or it can be written as 2-butanol. Okay. Now next one. Now next, if you select the parent chain, 3 carbon atoms are present in parent chain. All carbon are not present in the parent chain. Now numbering is done from that end so that functional group will get the least number. So 1, 2 and 3. Now students, you have to tell, in this third example, is there any substituent present? Now what is meaning of this alkyl substituent? Carbon atoms which are not included in the parent chain are called as substituents, or they are called as side chain or branch chain. So here what is present? One CH3 group is present as side chain or substituent. And what is name of CH3? Methyl. What is name of CH3 is methyl. Now how to frame the name? First we have to write suffix, prefix. Now what is prefix here? Methyl. Now methyl is present at which position? Methyl is present at second position. So what we write here? 2-methyl. Now prefix is completed. Now it is not cyclic compound, open chain compound. Then directly what we have to write? Word root. So for word root, 3 carbon atom, prop. Now single bond is present between carbon-carbon, so it is propane. And at first position what is present? Ol. Now if you do not write propane 1-ol, then also it is correct. So directly can I write propane-ol? This is also correct. If we are not specifying number of alcohol, it is at which position? First position. So what is name of this compound? 2-methyl propane-ol. Clear? Any doubt in first 3 examples, student? Okay. Now move to next part, fourth part. Now in fourth, if we select the parent chain, which is parent chain? This longest chain is parent chain. Now if we write numbering for this parent chain, numbering start from any of the end, OH will get number 2. So what we write? 1, 2 and 3. And if we check at second position, which substituent is present here? Methyl. Now what is name of this compound? It is 2-methyl. Now for 3 carbon atom, what is word root? Prop. For single bond, what we have to write? Ane. Now directly we cannot write ol because here OH is present at which position? Second position. So what we write? Propane 2-ol. So what is name of this compound? It is 2-methyl propane 2-ol. Clear? So these are simple examples where how many carbon atoms are present? 4. We are not writing any case where multiple bond is present. First we are writing for single bond. Okay. So let us move to next case where total 5 carbon atoms are present. So if I write all the structures, now you have to tell name of all these compounds. I will write only structures. 4, 5, what is present here? OH. There will be many cases possible, but we will write only some of the cases. There are many isomers possible for this, but I am writing only 4 structures where 5 carbon atoms are present. Okay. So now try to solve this. It will take 1 or 2 minutes, then we'll start discussion of this. So let us start with first example. Now all these are very easy examples. If you check, what is length of parent chain? These 5 carbon atoms are present in parent chain. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now for 5 carbon atom, what is word root? Pentane. And it is present at first position. So what we can write? Pentane ol or pentane 1-ol. No need to write 1, directly pentanol will be correct answer. Now let us move to next question. These all things you have studied in class 10th also. Similar will come in class 11. So 1, now if you write numbering from any end, you will get number 3, 4 and 5. There is no substituent present. So what is name of this compound? Pentane. At third position, what is present? Ol. So pentanol, or we can write this is 3-pentanol. 3-pentanol. So this is also correct. Clear? Now move to next. What is length of parent chain? This will be length of parent chain, 4 carbon atoms. Now numbering is done in such a way so that functional group will get the least number. So from here we have to start 1, 2, 3, 4. How many substituent are present? One substituent is present, and which substituent? Methyl. At which position? Third position. So what will be named? 3-methyl. Now for 4 carbon atom, what is word root? But. And butane ends with ol. So it is 3-methyl butanol, because in parent chain how many carbon atoms are present? 4. So word root will be but, single bond ane ends with ol. Now last is, this will be the length of parent chain. Only how many carbon atoms are in parent chain? 3 carbon atoms are in parent chain. Now if you write numbering 1, 2 and 3. Now students, if you check how many substituents are present, 2 substituents are present. Whenever 2 same substituents are present, to specify their number, some special prefix are used. For example, if 2 same methyl are present, then what we write? Dimethyl. If 3 same are present, then what we use? Tri. For 4 simple substituent, what we use? Tetra. Now this di, tri, tetra, penta, these prefixes are used to specify number of the same type of simple substituent, not for complex. This is for which substituent? Simple substituent. Now 2-methyl are present at which position? Second position. So first we specify number of both, 2, 2. Next is dimethyl. For 3 carbon atom, what is word root? Prop. For single bond ane ends with ol. So what is name of this compound? 2, 2 dimethyl propanol. Now students, send message. Any doubt in these examples of simple where carbon-carbon single bond are present? Do you understand all these examples? Okay. Now let us move to next examples where we write multiple bond. It means if any double bond, triple bond is present, then how to write name of those compounds? So let us write next example is this example we have taken. Now listen, I am writing here bond line representation. Now I am not writing that expanded or condensed form. But we written here, which type of representation it is? Bond line representation. Clear? Now for bond line representation, now first we have to select that parent chain which contains multiple bond as well as functional group. First priority is given to functional group and next priority is given to multiple bond. So if you select, and numbering is done in such a way so that OH will get the least number. So from where we have to write number 1. This will be number 2. This is number 3 and this will be number 4. So how many carbon atoms are present in parent chain? 4 carbon atoms are present in parent chain. Clear? Now next is how to write name for this compound. First we have to write name of prefix. Now which prefix is present here? At second position CH3, that is methyl. So what will be name of this compound? It is 2-methyl. Name of substituent. Now next we have to write word root. What is word root for 4 carbon atom? But. Now if you check, it is not ane. What is present here? Alkene. Alkene is present at which position? Third position. So what we write? But 3-ene. And next is ol. No need to specify number of ol, but for multiple bond we have to specify the number, because ene is present at which position? Third position. It can be present at second position also. So to specify the number, what we have written, this name is 2-methyl but 3-ene ol. Now I am writing one structure. You have to tell name for that. Carbon, carbon. And here what is present? Bromine. And 2 structures I will write. One more is name of these 2 compounds you have to tell. Solve these questions. That is more important for you. 2 vowels cannot be together. If E and O are coming, just replace E, ol will be there. Very good. Very good students. This is parent chain. Now let us start numbering. Multiple bond and functional group is getting number 1. So from here numbering will start 2, 3, 4. Now what is substituent present here? If you check, substituent is bromo. At which position it is given? Third position. So what is name for this compound? It is 3-bromo. Now next is word root. What you have to write? But. Now at first position what is present? Ein. So what we write? 1 ein, and next is ol. Now tell name of second example. So first we have to select the parent chain. OH will get the least number. Multiple bond is at second priority. First we have to give priority to OH. If I write numbering from here 1, 2, 3, OH will be at third position. But if we write numbering from here, OH will get number 2. So this will be correct numbering. Now for 4 carbon atom, what is word root? But. Here. Now next is at which position double bond is present? Third position. So it is 3 in, and at second position what is present? Alcohol. So what is name of compound? But 3 in 2 ol. So these are some examples where what we are writing double bond or triple bond is present with substituent also. Methyl is present, bromo is present. Now next move to those example sum where more than one OH groups are present. Here for 2 functional groups are present. So let us take example CH2, CH2, OH, OH. And next example is we are taking 3 carbon atoms, and how many OH groups are present? 3 OH groups are present. So first case where how many functional groups are present? 2 OH are present, and second case how many OH groups are present? 3. So what we have to use to specify number, di, tri, we have to use. So if we start from first one, now how many carbon atoms are present in parent chain? 2 carbon atom. And what is word root for 2 carbon atom? It is eth. Now it is single bond, so it is ethane. Now if you check, 2 vowels are not coming. What is coming? Diol. So D is not a vowel, so no need to remove E. So complete will write ethane. Now at first and second position, what is present? 2 alcohol are present. So what we have to write? Diol. So what is important here? Do not remove E from here. Complete ethane 1, 2 diol, because 2 vowels are not coming. Here it is E and here it is D. So D is not a vowel. So we have to write complete ethane 1, 2 diol. And one common name, this is very important compound. Common name for this compound is ethylene glycol. What is common name for this compound? Ethylene glycol. Remember this. This will come in your syllabus that it is a anti-freezing agent. It is a anti-freezing agent used in car radiators. Ethylene glycol to decrease the freezing point of solvent. Clear? Now next, how many carbon atoms are in parent chain? 3 carbon atom. So for 3 carbon atom, what we write? Prop single bond ane. Now 1, 2, 3. How many alcohol are present? 3. So to specify 3, what we write? Tri. So what is name of this compound? Propane 1, 2, 3 triol. Madhvi, you are writing prop 1, 2, 3. Prop is first word root. Then we have to add suffix also, primary suffix. Primary suffix is ane, ene or ein. So it is single bond. So what we have to write? Ane. So what is name of compound? Propane 1, 2, 3 triol. Clear? And common name, if you can remember for this, this is glycerin or glycerol. Have you heard about glycerin? So it is glycerin or it is called as glycerol. So this is common name. Clear? But IUPAC name we have to remember propane 1, 2, 3 triol. Clear? Any doubt in this? Now next we'll start for after alcohol. Next functional group is carboxylic acid, and you have studied carboxylic acid in class 10. So let us write. Next topic is nomenclature of carboxylic acid. So first we have to identify which functional group is carboxylic acid. You have to tell Sushant, COOH. Very good. This functional group is called as carboxylic acid. So first if we write R, or only write first is functional group COOH. And what is structure for this? C double bond O, and what is present here? OH. So C double bond O, OH, this functional group is called as carboxylic acid. And if we write representation, it can be written as R or H. Now with C double bond OH on carbon one valency is free. Now on this free valency either we can add any alkyl group or we can add hydrogen also. So this representation is very important, R or H, COOH. So this is called as carboxylic acid. And what is secondary suffix used for carboxylic acid? Secondary suffix used is oic acid. What is secondary suffix used? Oic acid. Clear? Now next very important point, that this COH, carbon of carboxylic acid, is included in the parent chain. Whenever we are selecting the parent chain, carbon of this COOH is included in the parent chain. So next point, what we write? Carbon of carboxylic acid COH, if only one is present. There will be special cases, but we are writing where only one COH is present. So carbon of COH is included in parent chain. This is when only one is present, one COH is given. We are first writing only cases for one COH, only one functional group is present. So carbon of COH is included in the parent chain. And very important point, that carbon containing functional group like aldehyde, like carboxylic acid, acid halide, numbering always starts from continuing next class. Today we have covered alcohol part complete and some basics of carboxylic acid. So in next class when we start from carboxylic acid. So today you can revise alcohol part, and from your class 10 some notes if you have, then try to revise that carboxylic acid, aldehyde and ketone. So in next two classes we are going to cover this basic nomenclature of functional groups. So students, we'll meet in next class. Thank you for today.
Yeah, hello, good morning students. How are you all? So yesterday I have completed mitochondria, chloroplast and ribosomes, right? I'll ask some 2-3 questions, then we'll proceed to the today's topic, that is cell organelles part 3. Good morning, good morning. So among mitochondria, chloroplasts and ribosomes, okay, which are called as amembranous cell organelles. Amembranous cell organelles. Yes, ribosomes, ribosomes, ribosomes. Very good. Okay. Next question. Which cell organelle among those three, mitochondria, chloroplast and ribosomes, they are involved in respiration? Mitochondria. Good. So all of you have studied. I'm so happy about that. Last question. Okay. Which cell organelle function is photosynthesis? Which is concerned with photosynthesis? Mitochondria, chloroplast, ribosomes. Yes, which one? Which one? Yes, chloroplast. Very good. Very good. Very good. I'm little greedy. So one more question. Last question before going to the topic. Okay. The last question is, like, you know, in chloroplast and mitochondria, we have ribosomes. Which type of ribosomes are present in chloroplast and mitochondria? Options are 80S or 70S. Very good. 70S ribosomes. Okay. 70S ribosomes are present in all living organisms. Whether it is a prokaryote or eukaryote, they are present in all living organisms. And ribosomes are the only cell organelles which are present in all living organisms. Okay, that's enough. So I understood that all of you have read yesterday's lesson. Understood. Now let us go to the cell organelles part 3. The remaining cell organelles we'll be seeing. Okay. In this part 3, you are going to see the first one, cytoskeleton. You can see here, this is the cytoskeleton. Cytoskeleton. It is nothing but the cell skeleton. In short, you can know cyto means cell, skeleton means the skeletal system. It is made up of reticular structures, okay, elaborate network. It is made up of elaborate network. In the cell. So you can see here in the cell, so many thread-like structures are there. They are forming network-like structure. All are like entangled, entwined like that. So they form a network. So this entire elaborate network, okay, is inside the cell. It is called as cytoskeleton. And it is made up of mainly structures, 3 components. It is made up of 3 parts or 3 components. First one, microtubules. The second one, intermediate filaments. Intermediate filaments. Third one, microfilaments. Okay. So they are made up of, the cytoskeleton is made up of 3 components. First one, microtubules. Second one, intermediate filaments. Third one, microfilaments. And these are named based on their sizes basically. Microtubules are the largest in their diameter, larger. Intermediate filaments are medium sized, whereas microfilaments are smaller in size. In their diameter and size, they are smaller. So these 3 will be together forming the cytoskeleton which is present inside the cell. All of you can see here, the microtubules are there in this, the pink ones. Okay, and the purple ones, these are all microtubules. Okay, and the pink ones which are there, okay, here exactly in the middle, these are the intermediate filaments, and these outer purple ones are the microfilaments. This actin is nothing but microfilaments. They are made up of different types of proteins. All of them are made up of proteins, but different proteins will be there. Microfilaments are made up of actin. Intermediate filaments are made up of different types of proteins, whereas microtubules are made up of tubulin protein. So different proteins will be there and they'll be forming the different structures. If tubulin is there, it will form the microtubules. If actin is there, it will form the microfilament. If you have different types of proteins will be there, like kinetin, vimentin, different types will be there. If different types of proteins are there in that, it will form the intermediate filament. So you can see next to the plasma membrane, generally microfilaments are present. After that, you have the intermediate filaments, and after that, from the centriole, this structure is called as centriole, from that microtubules will be coming. So these 3 components are there in the cytoskeleton. And functions of cytoskeleton. Functions of cytoskeleton. The first function is motility. They are concerned with the movement of the cell. They are concerned with the movement of the cell. So motility. The second function is mechanical support. Okay. So motility is the main function, and then mechanical support they'll provide. And they are also involved in microtubules. They are involved in cell division, particularly that microtubules, they'll form the spindle fibers and they help in even cell division. In the form of spindle fibers, they help in cell division. Okay. So cytoskeleton is doing several functions, but among them some of the functions are motility, mechanical support, and microtubules of the cytoskeleton are involved in the formation of spindle fibers. So in that form of spindle fibers, they help in the cell division. These are all the functions of cytoskeleton. I hope all of you understood the cytoskeleton. Yes. How many components are forming the cytoskeleton? 1, 2, 3. Which one? 3 components. Among these 3 components, which are the largest? Microtubules, microfilaments, intermediate filaments. Which are the largest? Microtubules. Correct. Microtubules. So microtubules are the largest, intermediate filaments are the medium sized, and microfilaments are the smaller size. The functions of cytoskeleton: motility, mechanical support. In the form of spindle fibers, they help in cell division. Yes, microtubules. Okay. That's all about cytoskeleton. Now let us go to the next topic, that is cilia and flagella. You can see here cilia and flagella. All of you can see cilia, they are smaller than the flagellum because flagellum is larger. Both are locomotory structures, they help in the motility. So motile forms because they provide locomotion. An organism or a particular single cell, it will be doing the locomotion either by the cilia or by the flagella. So cilia, cilium is singular, cilia plural, flagellum, flagella. So cilia are generally smaller and flagella are generally larger. And cilia are present generally in the paramecium. Paramecium is the organism which is having the cilia. Whereas flagella are present in euglena. The cilia are present in paramecium. Okay. And this cilia, as they are small, they will work like oars in a boat. We will be rowing in a boat and then we will be using the oars to glide through that water. So for that cilia will be helping. They are working like oars. And when they are working like oars, they cause cell movement and the surrounding fluid also. Either they can cause the cell to move forward or the surrounding fluid to go backward or forward. So cilia help in two kinds of movements. Cilia, they provide either the cell movement or the surrounding fluid movement. Surrounding fluid movement. But flagellum always it causes. Flagellum causes only cell movement. Cell movement only. Okay. So generally the flagella will be causing the cell movement only, but cilia can cause either cell movement or the surrounding fluid movement. And among these two, these are working like oars, but these ones will be rotating. So propeller like motion is given. So they will be showing the rotatory movements. Rotatory movements. Here they will show back and forth, front beating, back and front, back and front. So when they are showing that kind of movement, generally cell will be moving and the surrounding fluid will be moving. Here only rotatory movements like this. So only the cell will be moving. That is about the cilia and flagella, the basic differences. Now let us see the structure of the cilia, either cilia or flagella. Okay, they arise from basal body. They come from basal body. Okay, they arise from basal body, gives rise to the cilia or flagella. And the cilia and flagella structure in the transverse section, it will be looking like 9 microtubules will be there in the cilia or flagella structure, and these microtubules, they will be doublets. Okay, all of you can count that number of doublets here. Okay, 9 doublets are there. These are called as peripheral fibrils or peripheral. 9 peripheral microtubules will be there. But all of them are doublets, 9 twos are. Okay, 9 into 2 arrangement or array it is called as. 9 twos will be there in that. Okay, and these are connected to the central one. In the center we have 2 microtubules will be there which are connected in this way. Okay, this is the central thing, and all the cilia and flagella, they were covered by plasma membrane. This is the plasma membrane. And this total inside one, it is totally called as, from here to here it is called as axoneme. Axoneme. And these two are called as central microtubules. Okay. So you have in the center 2 microtubules, in the side 9 microtubules are there. Center 2 are called as central microtubules, and the peripheral 9 doublets. This is called as 9 doublets. It is called as peripheral microtubules. Now, there is no connection between these. We will create the connection here. These are connected to the central microtubules or the central sheath by radial spokes. These are called as radial spokes. So, with the help of 9 radial spokes, the peripheral microtubules are connected to the central sheath. Because this blue color one which is there, this one, it is called as central sheath. And these are called as peripheral microtubules. So, each cilium or flagellum, they will be having 9+2 arrangement, where 9 doublets will be there. They are called as peripheral tubules, and in the center 2 microtubules are there. They are called as central tubules. The total part which is there inside the plasma membrane, they are covered by the plasma membrane, and inside part, the core of the cilia or flagellum, it is called as axoneme. And that axoneme is made up of 9 doublets of peripheral microtubules and 2 central microtubules. And peripheral microtubules are connected to the central sheath by 9 radial spokes. Okay. Even then, after this also, the arrangement is incomplete, because this peripheral microtubules should be connected to one another. So, the second one of one set will be connected to the first one of the next set. So, like this they will be connected. These are called as linkers. Generally, we will write the names like A and B. So, these are called as AB linkers or BA linkers. So, peripheral microtubules are connected by the AB linkers. Okay. Then, the central microtubules are also connected now. This is called as interdoublet bridge. Interdoublet bridge. So, we have in the cilia or flagella 9 into 2, 9+2 arrangement, because this kind of arrangement is always called as 9+2 array or arrangement, where you have 9 peripheral microtubule doublets and 2 central microtubules are present. So, it is called as 9+2 array, and always they are covered by plasma membrane. Peripheral microtubules are connected by linkers, and peripheral microtubules are connected to the central sheath by radial spokes, and central microtubules too are connected by interdoublet bridges. And this total structure is called axoneme. The core of the cilium or flagellum is called axoneme. This is the structure in the transverse section of any cilium or flagellum. It will be having this type of structure. Have all understood? So, how many microtubules will be there in the side? 9. Very good. 9, is it doublet or triplet? Doublet means 2, triplet means 3. Peripheral microtubules are present. Very good. Central microtubules are 2. Now, I will ask one question. All of you focus on the diagram and tell me the answer for this. In this, totally how many microtubules are there? Total. The options are 18, 20, 22, 9. 20 people are very good. Okay, because 9 2s are 18 here plus 2, 20. 20 is the correct answer. 20 is correct. Total number is 20 because 18 are there in the side and 2 are there in the center. But it is called as 9+2 arrangement. 9 are peripheral microtubules. Yes, 2 are central. Understood all of you? Clear? Now let us see the cilium or flagellum. In case of prokaryotes and eukaryotes, they will have different number of structures. So, prokaryotic organisms will have, prokaryotes will have only flagella, whereas eukaryotes will have both flagella can be there in eukaryotes, or they can have cilia. Eukaryotes can have either cilia or flagella, never both of them together. Either cilia or flagella in eukaryotes. Now, the prokaryotic flagella and eukaryotic flagella are different. The prokaryotic flagella is made up of 9+0 arrangement or array. Whereas eukaryotic flagella or cilia, they are made up of 9+2 array. This point is important for NEET. So, prokaryotic flagella are having the 9+0 arrangement. That means in the central microtubules are not there. Whereas eukaryotic flagella, they have 9+2 arrangement, 9 doublets of peripheral microtubules and 2 central microtubules are there. So, 9+2 array in eukaryotes, eukaryotic flagella or cilia, whereas in prokaryotic flagella 9+0. Okay, central microtubules are absent. Have all understood this? The next cell organelle are the centrioles and centrosome. So, the next cell organelle is centrosome. This is one centrosome which is made up of 1 and 2 centrioles. 1 and 2. So, each centrosome, one centrosome is made up of 2 centrioles. You can see that this structure, it is like this and this is like this. Both are actually perpendicularly arranged. One centrosome will be made up of 2 centrioles which are perpendicularly arranged to each other. So, these 2 centrioles will form one centrosome. And around this centrosome in a cell, this is lying near to the nucleus. All of you can see, this is the centrosome which is lying near to the nucleus, in between that rough ER. And this centrosome is made up of 2 centrioles, and in that area there are no other cell organelles. And each centrosome or centriole, it is surrounded by amorphous pericentriolar materials. Amorphous means like powder like things. Okay, pericentriolar materials. Around the centrioles, they are having pericentriolar materials. So, they are surrounded by, each centriole is surrounded by amorphous pericentriolar materials. One centrosome will be having 2 centrioles and each centriole will be surrounded by amorphous pericentriolar materials and they lie perpendicular to each other. And you know these rod-like structures are you seeing? These ones, they will be looking like cartwheel-like structure. They are nothing but microtubules. The centrioles are made up of microtubules. One of the components of cytoskeleton. You know, in the cytoskeleton, microtubules are there. So, in that microtubules will be forming the centrioles and centrioles too will be forming the one centrosome. And each of the centriole, if you cut it in the transverse section, if you cut exactly in the transverse section, then you will be seeing the cartwheel-like appearance. All of you can see this. This is one centriole. It looks like when you cut it here, when you cut this transverse section, you will be seeing this kind of appearance. It will be looking like cartwheel appearance. So, each centriole will be showing the cartwheel-like appearance. And each centriole is made up of microtubules. And all of you can see here, each one is made up of 3 microtubules are there, A, B, C. And these are 9 are there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, these are also 9 only, but this is called 9+0 arrangement because in the center this is called hub. It is just a proteinaceous structure and it is not having any central microtubules. This is the difference between the cilia and flagella structure and the centriole structure. In the hub region or in the center part, that is called as hub, which is made up of just protein and it is not having any central microtubules. It has 9 microtubules are there which are triplets. 9 triplets are present in this, okay, of microtubules. So they are made up of 9+0 arrangement of microtubules, where 9 are triplets, 9 triplets of microtubules are present, but they are present in the side, no? So they are called as peripheral microfibrils or microtubules. Peripheral microfibrils or peripheral microtubules will be there. The total number of microtubules here, 9 threes are, how many will be there? 27 total microtubules. And all of them will be present only in the side. So they are the peripheral microtubules. 9 threes are there present, A, B, C, they are named. And in the central hub region, there is no microtubule and it is just a proteinaceous structure. And you can see here, they are connected by, this A is connected to C of the next one. A is connected to C. So these are called as AC linkers or CA linkers. They are connected by CA linkers. The peripheral microfibrils or microtubules are connected by CA linkers. These are the things. The connections are there here like this. You can see that connections here. It's not visible. These are CA linkers, because C of one thing will be attached to the A of the next thing. Okay, those are called as CA linkers. And then you can see here that this A will be connected to the central hub by the radial spokes. These are called as radial spokes. Okay, and the central region which is present in the center, here this one, it is called as hub. Hub, it is given as hub, central hub. Okay, and these side ones, all the A, B, C are called as microtubules. And here that A1 will have some pinhead will be there here. Little bit pinhead is labeled, but that is not required for you. Just the pinhead is present. AC linkers already you know. AC linkers or CA linkers, because the C of one will be connected to the A of the next one. So AC linkers will be there. This is the structure of the one centriole. Like this we have two centrioles. So one centriole will be having the 27 microtubules. The other centriole also will be having the 27 microtubules, and they are arranged perpendicular to one another near to the nucleus. These are arranged near to the nucleus. In this, what you have to remember is no central sheath, no plasma membrane. This is not covered by any membrane, no? So there is no membrane around it and there is no central sheath here. That itself is called as hub. Okay, all of you, did you understand this? Let us see the functions. Functions of centrioles or centrosome. The first function, this helps in the formation of, it forms basal body of cilia and flagella. So centrosome will be forming the origin point of cilia and flagella, which is called as basal body. That is the main function of the centrosome. Later, it forms spindle fibers, and then they will form spindle apparatus. Spindle apparatus, and they help in cell division. Because spindle fibers are made up of microtubules, and that spindle fibers will be arranged together in the cell division time in the form of spindle apparatus. So this helps in the cell division. This is the main function of the centrosome. Okay. It helps in the cell division. That is the reason why it will be lying near to the nucleus. Apart from this, there are no major functions. These two are the main functions. Okay. It forms the basal body of the cilia or flagella, and it forms the spindle fibers. That spindle fibers will be forming the spindle apparatus during cell cycle, mitosis, meiosis, like that, and they help in the cell division. One cell will become two cells. So that helps in the cell division. It is present in animal cells, mainly in animal cells only. It is present in the animal cells only. Okay. So name the cell organelle which is present in the animal cells only in this today's topic, that is centrosome, and it is always present near to the nucleus. And is it having any membrane? You can see that in the before one. Is it having any membrane? This is also a membranous cell organelle. That point is also important. Present in animal cells only, and it is amembranous. No membrane. No membrane. So until now you have got two amembranous cell organelles. One is ribosome and another one is centrosome or centrioles, because they are not covered by any membrane. So amembranous cell organelles present in the animal cells means centrioles. Amembranous cell organelles present in all living organisms, all the living cells, are ribosomes, because they are present in both prokaryotes, eukaryotes, plant and animal cells. But these are present only in the animal cells. So amembranous cell organelles present only in the animal cells. The option will be centrosomes, centrioles. But amembranous cell organelles means two things will come: ribosomes and centrosomes, centrioles particularly. And amembranous cell organelles present in all living organisms, whether it is a prokaryotic organism, eukaryotic cells. In that, the ribosomes are present. That is the reason why ribosomes are also called as universal cell organelles. Universal cell organelles. Okay. So these are the remaining part of the cell organelles. We have started with the cytoskeleton. Then we went to the cilia and flagella, which are the motile structures, locomotory structures, cilia and flagella. And then you have seen the centrosome, which is made up of centrioles. So cytoskeleton, cilia, flagella and the centrosome. So now if you have any doubts, you can clarify. So all of you can see that cilia and flagella, cilia are smaller than the flagella, but both of them will arise from the basal body. All of you can see here, they arise from basal body. So this is the origin point of the cilia or flagella. These are smaller and these are larger, and both of them will help in the motility of the organism. The cilia will be moving back and front, like this they will be moving. They work like oars. So they will be moving like front and back like this. So they work like oars. And they cause the movement of not only cell but the surrounding fluid also. So they can cause either cell movement or the surrounding fluid movement. But flagella, okay, they will be showing the rotatory movements, like this they will be rotating. So rotatory movements will provide only cell movement. They cannot cause the movement of the surrounding fluid. So cilia, they will cause either cell movement or the surrounding fluid movement, but flagella will show only cell movement. Then coming to the structure, you can see here in the structure, each cilium and flagellum, it is made up of, like outermost membrane is the plasma membrane, cell membrane, and inside whatever it is there, that is called core. This core is called as axoneme. Core is called as axoneme. So what lies inside the plasma membrane together from here to here, it is the axoneme, which is called as core of the cilium or flagella. That axoneme is made up of 9 doublets of peripheral microtubules. 9 are there, these ones, they are doublets, double are there, 9 into 2. So 18 peripheral microtubules are there, and in the center, 2 central microtubules are there. So this kind of arrangement is said to be 9 plus 2 array. 9 doublets are present in the sides, and in the center 2 microtubules are there. So 9 plus 2 arrangement in eukaryotic cilia or flagella. And these peripheral microtubules are connected to the central sheath around the central microtubules by the 9 radial spokes. Okay, and These are linked. A and B are linked by AB linkers. All these peripheral microtubules are also linked by AB linkers. So we have that radial spokes, AB linkers, the central sheath. This is the interdoublet bridge because central two microtubules are connected by the interdoublet bridge. In between means inter. You are going to enter into the intermediate, which is in between 10th and your college. Okay, the actual college. So that is inter between two doublets. This is 1, this is 2. So between 2, the bridge is there. So it is called interdoublet bridge. So this is the structure of cilium or flagellum in the transverse section. If you take this is the cilium or flagellum, you have to cut it like this. So in the TS, transverse section of cilia or flagella will be showing this kind of structure. So total microtubules will be 20, 18 plus 2, 20. Okay. Then only in the peripheral sites means 18 are there. Peripheral microtubules means 18 are there. Total microtubules means 20. But how many doublets are there? Doublets means 9 twos are. Doublets means the answer will be 9 doublets. 9 doublets will be there. Peripheral microtubules, and the one doublet will be there, that is in the center. So 10 doublets will be there total, but 9 will be peripheral doublets and the central one doublet is present. Okay. The next one. In prokaryotes, they have, in prokaryotic organisms or prokaryotic cells, if they are motile, they'll have only flagella. They don't have cilia. Cilia are absent in prokaryotes. Whereas in eukaryotes, they contain either flagella or cilia. Okay, so they contain, that cell may have flagella, okay, like euglena. It will have flagellum for its locomotion. Cilia are present in the paramecium for its locomotion. So now eukaryotic flagella will be having 9 plus 2 arrangement, 9 plus 2 array, and prokaryotic flagellum will be having 9 plus 0 arrangement. That means in the center of the cilia and flagella of prokaryotes like bacteria, they don't have central microtubules. But whereas in eukaryotes, I have given a structure of eukaryotic cilia or flagella. So I have shown you 9 plus 2 arrangement of microtubules because I have explained the eukaryotic cilia or flagella. This is what the structure you have learnt. I hope all of you understood now. So in the centrosome, we have 9 triplets. This is 9 triplets. So it will become 27. These are 9 triplets. You can see this 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 triplets are there. So total number will become 27. But you can see in the center, there is no microtubule. But this is one centriole structure which looks like cartwheel. This is looking like cartwheel. Right? So that cartwheel appearance is made up of 27 microtubules where 9 triplets are there. All the peripheral microtubules will be triplets. So 9 threes are 27. Central portion, no microtubules. So all of you read this much, and tomorrow we'll come to the nucleus, the main part, the brain of the cell, nucleus, and then chromosomes. Yes, tomorrow I'll ask the questions, and if you have still any doubts, you can continue to ask me tomorrow. Thank you guys, thank you.
Very good morning to all of you. Myself, Vamsi. So, stars of our program, future doctors, I welcome you to session of human physiology. First and foremost thing was that, first of all, please define me physiology. All of us knew very well that a body was made up of many organ systems. In turn, organ systems, they're made up of organs, tissues, cells, organelles, biomolecules. Guys, we have information about each and every cell, tissue, organ system. That's why we were able to link each and every system, and we will be studying them as a whole. So how any system does work in our body. How do we breathe? How do we excrete? How do we reproduce? How do we digest food? How do we perform locomotion? How does nerve impulse conduction happens? How do we listen? how do we speak, and in addition, how do we think? All these things are controlled by, or actually these are manipulated by our body systems. So study of any kind of organ system, might be plant or animal, microbes or fungi, anything. You study about any kind of organ system. That kind of study will be referred as physiology. So stars, at this juncture, at this context, I would like to add a thing for you. So we will be mostly focusing on physiology at human interface. Therefore, let us upgrade this as human physiology. Studying about all organ systems of our own body is referred as human physiology. Now, I have a simple question for you. I have a very simple question for you. Please, to your maximum, can you count me and tell me number of systems you possess? Just, I do not need an exact number. Please try it. Let us count. Okay. Digestive system, respiratory system, circulatory system, excretory system, muscular system, nervous system, endocrine system, immune system, and we can also include integumentary system, and in some books they also mention about lymphatic system. So till date there is no exact number about how many systems we do possess. So we have a limited number of body systems in our books, not in body. So let us confine ourselves to minimum knowledge now, and with this minimal knowledge we can actually extend this knowledge to much further to discover new things. Okay, am I clear to you guys? Is it okay? So luckily in our syllabus, at this level of understanding, we will be able to discuss about some limited number of systems for you. So they may include digestive system. How do we digest food? By after eating it. We will be focused on circulatory system, blood vascular system. Then we will be focusing on respiratory system. After that, we may also read about excretory system. These are the four systems which are actually responsible for life. Mainly, these are life processes. In addition, there are systems which help you to perform contraction, relaxation. Therefore, you can also perform locomotion, that is muscular and skeletal systems. And all these systems are under the control of your nervous system. Guys, imagine nervous system like a wired phone connection, land phone connection. One land phone will connect to another land phone like this. And do not expect that each and every cell and tissue and organ responds to your nervous system. No, a big no for this. Still, there are corners of your body, there are organs and tissues which may not communicate with neurons. If your neurons cannot reach that point, if your wires cannot reach that destination, then use your common sense. If you cannot call a person using land phone, you may opt for mobile phone. If you cannot use a wired connection, you can opt for wireless connection. So wired connection could be compared to nervous system, whereas the wireless connection nothing but endocrine system. Simple, right? Nervous system is like wired connections. Endocrine system is about wireless connections. So wired connections are neurons. wireless connections are none other than hormones. Okay. Now going back to the basic question, why should we eat? Many people say that we eat to live. Some people have this opinion that we live to eat. All of us may fall into one of these two categories. We live to eat or eat to live. That's up to you. So why should we eat to live? Your food consists of biomolecules, carbohydrates, proteins, lipids. You eat any sort of food. This food will be digested, and those digested molecules will be metabolized to get energy. This energy is responsible for you to keep alive. Therefore, we are eating to live. Now, the basic question was that, how does this happen? Very simple. So, when you eat food molecules, these food molecules will be mixed in blood supply and they may reach your cells. But that is not enough. That is not enough. There is a very crucial point here. If you got a firecracker, Diwali, you got firecrackers, but somebody forgot you to give matchbox. Without matchbox, you cannot ignite a firecracker. You need some ignition always. Imagine your food molecule is a firecracker, and which molecule can act as an ignition? Of course, oxygen. Just like how matchstick is for a firecracker, similarly, oxygen is for a food molecule. Guys, in the presence of oxygen, food molecules could be completely oxidized to get maximum amount of energy. You know that if you depend on oxygen for metabolic processes, such kind of process, such kind of respiration, we refer that as aerobic. Aerobic process will give you maximum amount of energy. But that was not always possible in every cell, we know. Sometimes, even in our own body cells too, sometimes oxygen is unavailable. At such instances, body will go in anaerobic mode and will just perform basic steps of metabolism, yielding very less amount of energy. Point 2 now, which is better for your survival? Of course, aerobicness. We need continuous supply of oxygen to oxidize these molecules in much better way. Therefore, any kind of conscious species is already knowing this. So why should we breathe? The basic question. We eat to live, then why should we breathe? Because you can oxidize, we can metabolize food molecules much better only when you are supplied with oxygen. If you do not supply your food molecules with oxygen, metabolism will be a minimum, which is not enough for survival also. And what do you call this process? The process of taking in oxygen, which is useful, and this oxygen will be exchanged with harmful, dangerous carbon dioxide. Guys, listen this. Carbon dioxide might be dangerous for us, but if plants listen to this, they may actually not accept this, because for plant bodies, for many photosynthetic beings, carbon dioxide is their source of carbon energy. So for us, it might be dangerous, but not for plants. So at this context, we have to think about only ourselves. Therefore, oxygen is what you take. get in oxygen and leave out, eliminate carbon dioxide. The process of taking in oxygen, letting carbon dioxide out is technically referred as breathing. And if you go to scientific, this process can also be referred as respiration. Respire. Guys, stars, breathing and respiration can be used synonymously, interchangeably. So if I say I respire, I breathe, taking in oxygen, exchange of gases. Very good. Both breathing and respiration can be used synonymously. And now comes my question for you. So we all know that there are 5 kingdoms: Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae and Animalia. All of them do respire. Yes. We can see aerobic respiration as main source of respiration. And my question is that we belong to kingdom Animalia. We belong to phylum Chordata. So we are using lungs for respiration, isn't it? Now my question is that your house has got an aquarium. Aquarium has got fishes, snails, and some interesting guys may also grow some turtles inside it. Unknowingly, your home may have some pests. You are afraid of cockroaches. Some people are afraid of spiders. Let us go for a picnic. You may come across picnic in ocean. You may come across jellyfish. You may come across some sponges. Many kinds of life forms are there. Everybody respires. Let us give some respect to them. Everybody respires, but do they have same organs as we possess? All of them, do they possess lungs? No. We are most advanced of all species in terms of intelligence, in terms of body structure, in terms of hormones, in terms of nervous system, in terms of evolution. There is no species near us which can rival our intelligence. There is no species near us which can rival our body complexity. Human body is the most advanced, naturally made machine. We do possess lungs for respiration. No other animal has got same body plan, same complexity, same organs or same habitat also. Therefore, how you respire, what you eat, how you excrete always depends on where you live, what you are. What you means your body organization. Are you cellular based, tissue based, organ based or organ system based? That will decide your complexity. Guys, am I clear? Dolphin is a mammal. Dolphin definitely use lungs. What about shark? Shark is a mammal or fish? Shark is a fish. Definitely it may use gills. What about turtles? Reptiles, they use lungs. Birds, aves use lungs. Amphibians, interesting concept now. Frog, like amphibian, they can use 3 types of organs. Frogs may use skin. Frogs may use their buccal cavity. Frogs may also use lungs. And for information, if you go from simplest phylum to complex phylum, Porifera, Coelenterata, Ctenophora, Platyhelminthes, Aschelminthes, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, Hemichordata, and finally, most advanced of all, Chordata. In case of Porifera, Coelenterata, Ctenophora, Platyhelminthes, even in Aschelminthes also, respiration happens through simple diffusion through body surface. In case of Annelida, it happens through moist cuticle. We call that as cutaneous respiration. In arthropoda, guys, aquatic forms may have gills, land forms may have tracheal systems like cockroach. In case of mollusca, even molluscans possess gills. These are called as feathery gills, or some books also mention that as ctenidia. Echinoderms, water vascular system was there to help respiration, hemichordata against diffusion, and coming to chordata. We have gills, chordates can use gills, chordates can use skin, chordates can also make use of lungs. Many. Till now, we have recorded almost 1.4 to 1.5 million species of living things, of which 33% were plantae, remaining all were animalia. There are more animals than plants. Double the animal species than plant species. Understood? Guys, am I clear? Yes, frog uses 3 ways to respire. It can make use of skin, buccal cavity, lungs also. That was an exceptional animal in ecosystem and food chain. Okay? So different phylums do possess different kinds of habitats and organization. Therefore, no two phylums have exactly same way to respire. So we have most advanced organization, so we do respire with lungs. But in case of poriferans, cellular mode, no organization at all, they will depend only on diffusion. Okay, so we increase complexity of the organism, complexity of systems also increases. Okay, so at this context, we will be dealing about, learning about, listening about, and discussing about respiratory system of our body. So we will be learning about human respiratory system. Human respiratory system. So what is more interesting in this? Guys, let me tell you a very important point here. If ever we want to go to another planet or moon or live up there, imagine the sole purpose of this chapter was to tell us importance of oxygen and why we do not go to moon or any other planet just to live there, because atmosphere over there was not conducive or favorable for breathing purpose. If you go to other planets, you may have to respire sulfur, nitrogen, dangerous ammonia, which is dangerous. Very few planets we discovered till now has got traces of oxygen. Luckily, Earth was one among them. So we need to know why oxygen is very crucial in our ecosystem. Here, you need to learn something. How does atmospheric air enter your lungs? First part. First thing is, how does atmospheric air enter your lungs? Then, how does lungs exchange oxygen with carbon dioxide? And then, how does blood transport oxygen to cells with the help of your heart? And also, how do these cells take up oxygen and use it for metabolism? I will tell you again. So first of all, you need to focus on this thing. How does atmospheric air finally reach your lungs? It's a very long journey with more than 10 stops. Let me tell you sequence. So you respire through external nostrils. There is a pair of nostrils just above your upper lip. Pair of nostrils. And nostrils open into nasal passage. And this nasal passage opens into nasal chamber. And this nasal chamber directly opens into pharynx. Pharynx leads to larynx. Larynx opens into trachea. All of us are very much familiar with sequence. See, nostrils to nasal passage, nasal chamber, pharynx, larynx, trachea. See visually, this is nostrils. Back of it, nasal, this is nostrils. Nasal passage, it opens into nasal chamber, pharynx, larynx, trachea. This is larynx, sound box. You can touch it. This is pharynx, larynx. So once, see now. So external nostrils opens into nasal cavities. Nasal cavities to nasal chamber. External nostrils, nasal cavity, nasal chamber. Nasal chamber opens into a common path for both food and oxygen. What was that? Pharynx. Pharynx leads to a cartilaginous sound producing box like structure referred as larynx. Larynx opens into a tube-like structure known as trachea. Now, exactly at this location almost means almost parallel to fifth thoracic vertebrae. This trachea, it splits into two branches. Now, question for you. What do you call these branches coming from trachea? These branches are called as bronchi. Bronchi, not bronchioles, bronchi. Bronchi. Now further, these bronchi, they split into secondary bronchi, again into tertiary bronchi. Even tertiary bronchi splits into bronchioles. These are initial bronchioles and these are final bronchioles. See, bronchi, secondary bronchi, tertiary bronchi, initial bronchioles and final bronchioles. And these bronchioles, they lead into a balloon-like chamber called as, yes, guess it. What do you call this balloon-like chambers? Which is filled with gases. This is called as, come, Chakri, very good, alveoli. Alveolus is singular, alveoli is plural. Alveolus, very good. Done. Now, a question for you. All of you are familiar with drinking a cool drink with a straw, isn't it? We dip straw into a bottle and sip it. Imagine, you might have faced this also. What if, while drinking your liquid, all of a sudden, liquid goes over and you again suck it? What happens if you suck empty straw? Guess it? Straw was like this, isn't it? Straw gets flattened like this. Okay? So let me show you a small paper. Imagine a straw. Okay? So if I have liquid here, I can just sip it continuously. If all of a sudden liquid gets over, if I suck it now, the straw becomes flat. You may have faced this situation, correct? Isn't it? If you suck it without any gas here, without a liquid here, straw gets flattened. This flattening is called as collapse. Guys, Same thing may happen even when you exhale fluid out of your body. When you exhale, there is very high chance that all these tubes may collapse and become flat like this. But we're lucky enough that there was a savior to let this not happen, because your trachea, bronchi, secondary bronchi, tertiary bronchi, initial bronchioles till this level, till initial bronchioles, starting from trachea to initial bronchioles, the entire path was actually supported by incomplete C-shaped cartilaginous rings. They will not allow collapse of your respiratory pathway. We should thank cartilage for doing this for us. They're just half circle C. These C-shaped cartilaginous discs will not allow collapse of your trachea or bronchio when you actually exhale, just like in case of straw. Now, these terminal bronchioles, which are final, they may not have cartilage. But initial bronchioles, tertiary, secondary, bronchi, trachea, they may have cartilage. Memorize this. Good. Understood. So, question for you now. I'll ask 5 questions. Answer this. Which part of your body is called as sound box? Larynx. Very good. Which part of your body is a common opening for both food and respiration? Pharynx. Good. Which part of your body is known to block particles, humidify air, and also smell the air outside? The main focus on your nostrils is this. These nostrils, nasal chambers, nasal cavities does 3 things. What are those? If your inhaled air has got any particles, the hair inside your nose, cilia inside your nose may block it. Very good mechanism. And second, if you are inhaling cool air, body will make it warm. If you are inhaling warm air, body will make it cool down. You inhale any sort of air, the main motive was that to take the air to your same body temperature. That was called as humidification. That was done. And third aspect was that when you inhale something, if that inhaled air has got a chemical inside it, your epithelium may smell it. What do you call sense of smell? Scientific name for smell, olfaction. So, trapping particles, humidification of air, and olfaction. These are the 3 things done by your tract. That's this. Done? Guys, from external nostrils till final bronchiole, this entire part, from external nostrils till bronchioles, this is actually referred as respiratory tract. Tract means pathway. And this tract opens into alveoli. So like this. This is terminal bronchiole, final bronchiole without cartilage, which opens into alveoli like this. Question for you. Alveolus is lined by which epithelium? Of course, simplest of all. Try this. Which epithelium lines the alveolus? Clue. You want clue? That was simplest of all. It look like tiles. Flat. Very good. Squamous epithelium. That was half answer. And squamous epithelium here is in how many layers? 1 layer. If epithelium happens in single layer, is it simple epithelium or stratified? Very good. It is simple squamous epithelium always. No exceptions. Every lung in every species is always lined by simple squamous epithelium only. No exceptions. Very good, very good. That was simple squamous epithelium. Okay, good. So, as I told you, from external nostrils till bronchiole, this is respiratory tract pathway. But when air enters this alveoli, there it was supplied with blood vessels. Just adjacent to alveoli, you can see a tiny blood capillary. Now you got a puzzle. Any organ, if it is getting infiltrated by blood capillaries or blood vessels, what English term would you use to describe that? If any organ, tissue or structure was receiving blood through these capillaries, what do you call such phenomenon? Try this. Any organ or tissue which is receiving blood supply, what do you call such phenomenon? That was called as vascularization. Vascular meaning it was supplied with blood and blood vessels. So there's a true false question for you. Are these alveoli vascularized? Yes. There was a blood vessel adjacent to alveoli. Therefore, alveoli are always vascularized. Now from here, oxygen will be taken up by blood. In exchange, blood will give out carbon dioxide into alveoli. So, the first part of respiration, breathing process. Guys, breathing, you can say this. Breathing is synonymous to ventilation, which is also synonymous to respiration. You can use these three terms synonymously, simultaneously. No issues with this. Breathe. Let the air pass from atmosphere to alveoli. That was the first aspect of respiration. What next? Let us allow diffusion or exchange of gases between alveoli and blood vessel. How? Alveoli gives oxygen to blood and alveoli receives carbon dioxide from blood. This is helped by simple squamous epithelium. We call this as diffusion. Done? So first step is breathing. Second was diffusion. Now guess third one. Once blood get filled with oxygen, blood will supply this oxygen to cells and tissues. This step was referred as transport. Of course, heart will help in this. So first breathing, then diffusion, then transport. Am I clear, guys? Breathing, diffusion, transport. And what happens now? At the level of a cell and tissue, again, blood will give oxygen to tissues and blood will get back carbon dioxide from tissues, which is exactly same like what you saw in case of alveoli, giving in oxygen, taking out carbon dioxide. Even this also, here also, it is actually diffusion again. Guys, we got 4 steps now. What are those? Breathe, diffuse, transport, again diffuse. So successfully tissues have received oxygen. Now what is the fate of oxygen inside your cells and tissues? Using this oxygen, your cells will perform metabolism. Metabolism happening inside cell was referred as cellular respiration. It is actually called as cellular respiration. So the entire process can be concised into 5 main steps. Yeah, read them. Breathing, diffusion, transport, again diffusion, and finally cellular respiration. Now, for information, we can use some synonyms here. So, breathing is synonymous to ventilation, which is again synonymous to respiration. Same time, cellular respiration is synonymous to metabolism. So, breathing, diffusion, transport, diffusion, metabolism. Guys, am I clear to you? Yes, very good. Metabolism is production of energy. If in a chemical reaction you release energy, what kind of chemical reaction is that called as? Tell me. If in a chemical reaction, if you release energy, that was which kind of reaction? It is exothermic reaction. In chemistry we say that exothermic reaction, but in biology, any chemical reaction which gives out energy could be referred as catabolism. Now my question, respiration is catabolism, respiration is exothermic, correct? Like this. Okay, is this clear? There are still some minute points to be discussed. We need to discuss about importance of throat. Now, there's a small exercise for you. Even if you just inhale with nostrils, or you just close nostrils and inhale with mouth also, air goes into lungs only. Air never goes into stomach. Try it. You inhale with nose or you inhale with mouth, air always goes into lungs only. Air never enters your stomach. Find out reason. And for second thing, you cannot inhale and swallow simultaneously. You can try it. Take a bottle of water, try to drink bottle of water and try inhaling them. Impossible. You cannot inhale and swallow simultaneously. Find out the reason. Okay. Guys, am I clear with this? Shall we meet tomorrow? Let us conclude at this moment. Okay. So I gave you 2 questions. Think about it. Thank you. We'll meet tomorrow.